So let's see where this goes as we take a look at the future radar. As you know, if you watched our program before here on Ben at 10, we like to start off with the HRR weather model, the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, and then take a peek at the NAM 3 kilometer. So this will look at the next 48 hours or so with the high resolution data. Then we typically switch into the NAM weather model. That's the medium range. And then the GFS is the longer range weather model. And again, we will take a peek at Hurricane Melissa, which is going to be doing very bad things, unfortunately. A very raw deal here for our friends in Jamaica tonight into tomorrow. Category 5 hurricane is what this storm is down there, and heading right over Jamaica tonight into tomorrow, eastern Cuba tomorrow night, and then into the Bahamas Wednesday. So that's what we're looking at right there right now. So that now as we look at our weather model data, and let me put on the forecast. I am going to load up the 48-hour HRRR. We've got the reflectivity. So it's picking up pretty good where the rain is right now. You can see that kind of orientation of, say, northwest to southeast cutting right through Metro Louisville. As we take this into the afternoon, here is 2 o'clock. Notice it's light, but maybe spreads just a little bit kind of spotty farther to the north over parts of southern Indiana. Going into the afternoon, here's 4 o'clock. Starting to see more of that rain chance spread to the north. Here's sunset. There you can see some scattered rain across the area. Heavier off to the south, lighter to the north. And then here is around 8, 9 o'clock. Still seeing some drizzle across parts of the area. Taking us to around 10 o'clock and into the overnight hours. Still some sprinkles, a little drizzly here in spots. This is at 2 o'clock in the morning. What's up, Ian? Here is 7 o'clock this morning, or tomorrow morning, I should say. There you can see might be just a little bit drizzly as we get started for our Tuesday morning, the 28th. But as I jump ahead to tomorrow afternoon, notice our map is mostly dry. Might be a sprinkle or two at times. But nothing heavy out there. It will stay fairly gloomy, upper 50s, a lot of clouds for our Tuesday. Right now, I've just got this at about a 20% chance of rain for tomorrow. But another system developing to our northwest. You see that up there? That's going to drop down over us for Wednesday. You might kind of see that heading our direction as I go a little bit farther in time here. There you can see that rain really starting to fill in Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So there we go. There's basically our washout Wednesday, guys. It is going to be a wet one Wednesday, a little bit breezy as well. And we've got Ann Bayens saying hello to everyone. Thanks for joining the weather family this morning, Ann, on a Monday morning at 10:25. So that's the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. Let me take this one back. This is the NAM 3 kilometer. And let me go to now. And it also is lining up the wet weather really well. Good initialization. This is at 3 p.m. Today, and it shows a little bit of that light rain cruising, sliding slowly north over parts of southern Indiana. Going to sunset here this evening. It's keeping some sprinkly stuff around, just enough to kind of be a nuisance, basically. And then this is heading into the overnight hours at 4 a.m. Sprinkle in spots. Here's around sunrise tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. There you can see some sprinkles around the area, a little bit of light green. I'm going to take this into tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. And it also has mostly dry conditions with that system moving off to the east. But we're kind of in between systems for tomorrow, so mostly dry. And then notice, just like the HRRR, there's that bigger system off to our northwest. So this guy is going to drop down over us Wednesday into Thursday morning. That'll be the biggest weather maker of the week, with maybe around an inch and a half of rainfall for Wednesday into Thursday. So as we look ahead here, we can kind of watch this drop into our area as we head into tomorrow night. Is around 11 p.m. and into our early Wednesday. Now this is jumping ahead to Wednesday morning, and there you have it. It's looking pretty soggy and saturated across the area. Wednesday looks like the worst day of the week. All right, so there's our Wednesday. I'm going to pop this ahead so we can go a little bit further down the road to the NAM weather model. And I'm going to take this into our Thursday morning, which is the 30th. Let me back out our view here. And now we're heading into that is the 30th. Let me back up our view a little bit. So there's our wet Wednesday. Sorry, guys. This is wet Wednesday at 2 p.m. You can see I got a 100% chance of rain Wednesday. System right on top of us. This is going into Thursday morning. Still some rain lingering across the area, but the heart of the system starting to move off to the east, and we're hoping for some drier conditions by Thursday afternoon, which is what the GFS and the European weather model are saying. So this is at 2 p.m. Thursday. Notice some of that rain started to move off to the east, and we want improving conditions for the Ivy Tech Trunk or Treat Fest Thursday afternoon. This is at 5 p.m., so maybe drying out just in time for that. So that system starts to cruise off to the east, and let's go into our October the 31st. Happy Halloween. Here we go. It looks like, once again, we will begin to dry things out across the area with dry weather for our Halloween. So that is good news for the kiddos out there and any maybe Friday night parties that you might have. As I bring up the temperatures for our Halloween, it's looking like it'll be on the cool side with temperatures in the 50s, low 60s perhaps off to the south. So our temperatures are really, yep, there you go. And answering that question right now, it is dry for Halloween with that rain moving off Thursday afternoon. So there's our highs in the 50s for our Halloween afternoon. So like getting ready for trick-or-treating. And then this is at 8 p.m. Friday, dropping into the 40s. So some nice warm costumes would be good. There's our Friday evening with temperatures dropping into the 40s. That guy right there does not want to click and stay. There we go. Sometimes I don't know why that does that. All right, so there you go. It's misbehaving. There we go. That is our Friday evening at 8 p.m. And then we go into our Saturday morning. A little bit chilly. There might be some upper 30s, low 40s. But not too far off normal there for our Saturday. Now I want to go back into reflectivity, which is the rain product, your future radar, into our Saturday. So into Saturday afternoon, November 1st, it shows like a sprinkle as like a mostly dry front is trying to move through. And then into our Sunday, November the 2nd, looking mostly dry. So it might just be really fall-like this weekend. And maybe around this time, we're starting to head into the peak fall color for southern Indiana as we head into our first week of November. And also, by the way, if you have any fall foliage photos you want to share that are nice and pretty, Indiana Skies group on Facebook is our group. And I love to share those photos if you send them in. So just type in Indiana Skies into Facebook and that will pop up. And love to have you join the group as well. All right, so where are we at? We are at Sunday, November the 2nd, 5:42 p.m. sunset Sunday. It shows late Sunday evening, maybe a little rain chance popping back in. And as we go to Monday, November the 3rd, it's got a little sprinkle in the morning time. So I'd say mostly dry conditions this weekend, but there might be a passing light rain shower or sprinkle from time to time. What about the temperatures here, guys? As we start to look at the longer range outlook, it's time for, and by the way, this is still better than this, right? The snow. That is Keith Hennessy's picture that he sent me. Rain still better than snow? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, here we go. As we start to look further down the road, further this time. 10:31 and the bin on a limb. So I'm going to switch over to our temperature mode. Are there any cold air outbreaks anytime soon? Not really seeing it too much. Let me go ahead and get rid of Hurricane Melissa off the map so the map's a little bit cleaner there. There is really cold air that is bottled up here over the North Pole. Big surprise, right? You get single digits and teens and 20s over Alaska, northwestern Canada, and into Siberia. Negative numbers over Siberia. Eventually, that amount of cold air will win, and some of it drops our way. Not quite that cold. When might that happen is a big question. And we're waiting to see if we can get any of this pinkish color, that would be 20s, into our area. We've already had 30s and 40s, so that's not a big deal. So it looks like we'll have a series of fronts from time to time heading into November, but just reinforcing some of the cool air and not real cold air. So, I'm okay if fall wants to take its time. I should say winter wants to take its time. I'm just kind of going slide by slide here. This is November 5th. We're at November 5th afternoon, and it looks pretty mild. I'm going to look at the 500 millibar wind. We're up toward the jet stream here. Maybe. All right. So, okay. So here's what we're looking at. As we do a little analysis in the long run, this is into our first week of November. The jet stream is just a little bit wavy here. So it's kind of separating the cold air to the north over Canada and the warm air to the south. We're just kind of in the middle. We might have a little front move through every once in a while. It's coming off the Pacific. So with that air coming off the Pacific, we stay near normal. No crazy temperature differences. What we would need to happen is the jet stream to take a dive from northwest